Give us some more insight into the relationship now between the President and the Black Business Council. ANN7 Business Editor Clive Ramathibela-Smith, he joins us in studio now. Clive, for all of us layman people out there, tell us what this Preferential Procurement Policy Framework Act is all about.
It's a tongue twister, isn't it, Peter?
I got through it.
That's good. Listen, government is trying to make a equal level playing field for everyone to participate within the economy. We know that historically, previously disadvantaged individuals in the country have had a lopsided type of disadvantage when it comes to participating in the effective economy. So this PPPFA was an act which was designed in law and passed in Parliament to try and give preferential consideration for businesses with our small and medium enterprises within the black communities, obviously, which qualify in terms of their BEE scoring. So what it was supposed to do was to help these businesses to acquire or to procure more services so that they can grow and create more jobs and able to facilitate some sort of a value chain of supply towards the economy. So you have to create the demand, and we know that. So government created the demand, and these are supposed to be the supply that government had asked for. However, unfortunately, the framework hasn't been pinpointed and it hasn't worked, because there's a number of loopholes that big companies, unfortunately, have been able to manipulate and be able to avoid, as it were. And some of them speak about it proudly, and we've seen some of the actual results of this, because we've seen some people get slaps on the wrist for coalition and all those things. So the question is, what is the new one going to look like? What does it mean for us? And apparently now the President confirmed yesterday it will sit in Parliament at some point before the end of the year.
Well, Clive, what sorts of things do you think should be fixed or patched, regarding the new framework that's going to be coming out? What should the President actually look out for or make sure is included in the new framework to avoid a repetition of what happened before? Yeah,
well, let's take it from what it means economically. So if you want to have a very strong economy, you need to have a strong middle class. How do you build a strong middle class? You need small to medium enterprise businesses to flourish. And when they don't flourish, then you have a serious problem, because therefore they don't grow, they shut their doors, and they just don't exist anymore, and then you have a serious problem. Now, policy from government is supposed to drive or create a path towards making sure that sustainability is created and you still have a middle class that's growing. What I would like to see is more stringent measures. So there must be penalties and punishment for businesses that deliberately avoid or try to what we call front as if they are doing what they're supposed to be doing while they're not. So we know that the PPPFA had loopholes, because you could do certain things with people and qualify them as, well, you get the contract, but they don't get the benefits of that contract that you get. So now what's going to be happening is, I'm expecting to see, and by the way, the BBC yesterday was asked to also do their submissions, to submit what their recommendations are to make sure that this framework, this new framework, which is supposed to be tabled in Parliament, is looking more robust, is going to be implemented more effectively, but most importantly, that those who don't abide by it are seriously taken to task with regards to making sure that it does happen throughout the entire country. So those were the challenges. The challenges were the loopholes where business was able to actually use that to its own advantage.
What I'm fascinated with, Clive, is fronting is the one thing, the one concern and loophole, but I guess the other would be corruption, would be, from the government side of things, giving tenders to cronyism, to people whom they want to be giving tenders, and that too. I mean, that's got to be a genuine problem as well.
It is a serious problem, and government has recognised that. My concern is we should not allow things that happen within a government framework that creates corruption or allow for corruption to therefore worsen the circumstances that the country finds itself in economically. So you don't want to put more petrol onto a fire. That's what I'm trying to say. So what we need to be starting to say is that, how do we make sure that this little bit that we have, I don't know if it's a little, but the little bit that we have is spread as far much and has far much reaching a meaning for the majority of the country. The only way you do that, Peter, is to have policy. So if government doesn't apply policy, if it doesn't obviously implement policy, then we have a problem. If it uses it to pursue corruption activity, then we have a problem. what is important for me, from my perspective, talking from business, talking from media now, I'm saying that this is a sign that there is some work being done towards making sure that we rectify and we remedy the issues that we had in the past. But most importantly, regulation and red tape have made it very, very difficult. And that's one of the pitfalls of this triple PFA, is because if you have had experience of 40 years in the industry that you're doing, and I come with my 2 years of experience, I've just started a business, I can't be competing on the same level as you. I can compete for the same business as you. So it becomes very, very difficult, therefore, to expect me to deliver as well as you would, because you have industry experience. So the triple PFA has to take that into consideration. The new framework needs to take that into consideration and say, what is it that we're supposed to do? Do we really want a level playing field, or are we saying we want somebody to play Big Brother? If you play Big Brother and you're keeping a watch on me, but I'm growing, I don't mind. If it means that I'm going to be sustained and I'm going to make sure that my business is running, I'm going to create jobs, I'm going to continue contributing positively to the economy, there's nothing wrong with that. But we need to take a stance and say we need to see transformation happen at a high level in this country, because this will be a ticking time bomb should we not be able to remedy the ills that the previous past has left this country.
Well, Clive, just finally, to some business owners that are actually watching us right now,
Yeah.
if there are SME owners, who do they report fronting to? I mean, if they're victims of fronting, can they be helped by someone?
You mean Peter fronting as Mr. Kumalo?
Well, it would be hard.
Very hard.
Yeah, well, I've seen some Kumalo and Sons, and you're like, where's Kumalo?
Where?
Yeah. So the issue here is those businesses must be taking that to task. And what I'm saying is that they need to be reporting this. There are structures available for where you can report such activity. The DTI is one of those structures. You need to be able to tell them that, you know, you suspect that there is fronting, and that's been happening there. One of the other things, obviously, why people want to front is because they want to have business. So obviously the people who would be reporting to would be those people that in the procurement offices of those particular tenders. They need to be made alert that there's such an activity taking place. But most importantly, in this country, we have an abundance of wealth. We have a lot of opportunities available. It would be very, very sad not to realize that we can all grow, even the companies that are already there, we can all grow if we make a concerted effort to make sure that we pull the small guy with us. Because the only way we're going to strengthen our economy, we're going to attract foreign direct investment, is by pulling the same direction together. And I think that was the message yesterday from the President, that we need to pull together, we need to pull the same side and stop dragging one another down. Unfortunately, he did blame us as well in media to say we must stop saying the bad things about all the negativity around there. But I suppose that's media for you. But the important thing is to pull the same direction for the betterment of this country.
Clive, always good chatting to you. Thanks for summarising it all for us. I know you can catch BizSense every night here on ANN7 with Clive and his team, bringing you all the latest business news. He's just looking into this triple BFA, the Preferential Procurement Policy Framework Act. They'll be looking closer into that with regards to, and the link with the Black Business Council. We'll have more updates for you at BizSense at 8:30 this evening.